Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's JJ. Today we're gonna do another video on Bybit, basically the derivative leverage trading tutorial. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And of course, we'd like to introduce you to my Discord channel, which I'm hosting. Basically, trying to build a small community, eventually become a bigger one for you guys to basically talk about tradings, and after that discuss about cryptocurrency and many other stuff. So you join the group on using the link down below, and after that react to this. If let's say you reacted, you can't see the other groups itself, just feel free to PM me, and from there I'll give you the role and you can have access to everything. So right now, without further ado, we're gonna jump into how does leverage trading work. Right, so for you guys who are using Bybit itself, you might know that sometimes you might receive this message, but it's easy to get rid of this message. Just head over here, and after that, this is just a small tip on how do you get rid of this over here, and ta-da, it's gone. And okay, so basically we're gonna talk about the topic, what is leverage trading, and of course how does leverage trading works. It's very simple to understand what is leverage trading, and after that, from there you might heard of people like losing tons of money, and of course people like multiply their wealth like crazy. I would say on leverage trading itself is basically like if you only have $1,000 to trade with, you can maximize the amount of $1,000 towards 10 times, even 100 times of that $1,000 that you have, meaning you can have only $1,000, but you can open position as high as $10,000, and of course the gains that you are making, and of course the losses that you are making, equivalent to the amount of capital you have. So it's count by percentage. So let's say if you are winning 1% out of that $10,000, you are winning like $10 or something like that. No, $100, I mean, of the 1%. So over here you must know that this over here is kind of like it's not very confusing, but of course you must know that the reward is high and the risk is super high as well. So this is how leverage trading works. Basically, using $1,000, you can go as high as 100 times, and after that, from there we're gonna explain to you how to basically execute trades on Bybit, and after that, from there we're gonna jump into what is this inverse and US Tether perpetual. Alright, so before we jump into what is this derivative tab, and over there you can see inverse and US Tether perpetual. Basically, this over here you might be a bit confused, and what is inverse futures as well. We are going to talk about the fees first. So over here, if let's say you have watched the previous video about spot trading, you already know what is a maker and what's a taker, and from there there's benefit for being a maker, and of course there's disadvantage for being a taker. But of course, nevertheless, the fee is still very cheap, and I would say that what is this negative fee you might be seeing on basically on Bybit itself. Most of the maker that you are doing on futures contract, or maybe perpetual or inverse, whatever it is, on Bybit itself, you are getting paid to trade. So let's say your fee is basically like $1 or whatsoever, depending on whatever amount that you trade in total. Basically a negative, meaning you are getting paid to trade. So this sounds like a good idea to become a maker, and after that, from there you must know how to be a maker, and of course you must have a strategy out before you can basically do this maker. If let's say you are just purely gambling, yeah, sounds like a good plan, right? Basically trading, and after that you are getting rebated. So now we're gonna jump into talking about what is this type of pairs over here on derivatives. So you must know that understand what is the difference of spot and derivative. Basically, spot itself is buying the actual product, and for derivative itself, you are just buying a piece of paper, which is a contract. And after that, from there you can basically, on this derivative itself, it's a very like chim, and of course I would say fancy word over here, but of course with this derivative itself, this is where those who are very professional, they really make like tons of money. And of course this over here is a casino, I would say, for some of people out there. So over here, what is inverse perpetual is very easy to understand. Basically, inverse perpetual itself is using the coin as it is itself as collateral. Basically over here, if you want to trade on these pairs over here like Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS or XRP, basically of you have to understand that if you are using Binance itself, it is called the coin margin perpetual or contract, whatever you want to call it. Basically on Bybit itself, it's called inverse perpetual. Over here you have to know that inverse perpetual equals, if let's say you want to trade Bitcoin, you need to have Bitcoin as collateral, and after that the settlement, the profit and the losses are all occurred in the currency that you are trading with. So either Bitcoin, Ethereum or EOS. So for USDT perpetual itself, very straightforward, that you are using US Tether to use as collateral. Basically your profits, your loss, and after that your whatever you call it, your fees is all in US Tether. And after that, over here on US Tether perpetual itself, they have a wider range of trading pairs. You can see there's a lot of trading pairs over here on Bybit. You can basically trade, and after that speculate on the prices up or down, and after that you can gain whatever you are making, and losing is in US Tether. So for the inverse future itself, it's kind of confusing over here. It is very simple to understand what is an inverse future. Basically with this futures word itself, there's an expiry date on the contract itself, so you can go for a long whatever period that you want, and after that, at the end of this December 2021 itself, the contract will expire, and once it's expired, basically your this contract is going to redeem itself, even though, like example, maybe the expiry date is on 1st of December, like 12 a.m. or something like that. Basically, during that point itself, it's gonna cut off all the contract. There's no trading on this pair again, and after that, basically everything is gonna be settled. Like even those who are in losses or win, basically your profit is gonna be you're gonna get market out, and after that from there it's gonna clear the contract, and after that from there you will gain and lose whatever it is as your position. So the collateral over here, the settlement is using whatever it is, your coin that you choose. And right now we're going to jump into what is inverse futures. So without further ado, I'm going to use the inverse perpetual contract over here, Bitcoin, and after that from here I'm going to tell you what is this difference of cross and isolate. Basically over here, if let's say you are in the tab already, and after that from there, if let's say you have not traded the futures or let's say perpetual contract before, you might be looking at this over here, isolate, long 10, and after that what is this short 50. Basically over here you can choose if you click on the option on top of it, basically if you click on this is going to tell you what is a cross, what is a isolate. So for you guys reading this over here, you might not be understanding what is this. I'm just going to put it straightforward to you. What is cross? Basically whatever that you have in your wallet itself. Let's say there's a $10,000 in your wallet, basically you're using it as collateral and margin, and after that from there, if what does it mean is basically if let's say you get liquidated on your contract itself, it is going to affect your whole wallet, and after that from there you're gonna lose all your money. Basically you're gonna get wrecked. So over here, for beginners out there, you might not know what is cross, you might not you will just use this because this is the default option. And of course I would say that the smart thing to do is head over to isolate. What is isolate? Is already a self-state. Isolate meaning whatever margin that you put in, example you're going to open a position of $100 in Bitcoin, and $100 is going to be used as your margin for this isolate mode itself. Basically you are spending $100 to basically trade this position, and this is your margin, $100. And after that, if let's say your position gets liquidated, you only lose that $100 instead of your whole wallet. So this is the difference of cross and isolate. And of course the leverage itself, depending on what's your risk tolerance, and after that how much you want to make. So you have to understand that over here, if you put 10 times leverage, yes, you can use $100 to open up $1,000 worth of position. But the thing is, you have to understand that even though if you do this yourself, you have to know that whatever is jumping around the numbers, it is percentage. So let's say you are in the negative percent of 2%, that's $1,000 of negative 2%. So after that, vice versa for your profits as well. So you have to know the higher you put, and after that the larger your position is, and after that compared to your margin, you might be thinking like, oh, it's okay lah, maybe 100 times using $100 I can make a $10,000 position, and after that 1% up equals I gain that amount of money that I'm supposed to make. And of course you have to understand that it's the same for if let's say you're losing. And of course the more leverage you use, basically your positions is gonna get liquidated faster, is nearer to your entry price. So I'm gonna explain to you later on the segment. So over here we're gonna talk about how do you execute trades first. So over here I'm just gonna set everything to basically 2 times. Okay, this is how we're gonna play. So if let's say you're not professional, I would recommend you to just use 1 or 2 times. That's the best, I would say. And after that, if let's say you're slightly more professional, maybe 5 or 10 times depending on your risk tolerance. So over here we're gonna talk about how do you execute trades over here. Alright, so over here, how do you execute trades itself is very simple. It is almost the same as what we have thought about in spot trading. And after that, over here, it's very simple to understand the order price, meaning what is the price that you want to enter. So I'm just gonna put, for example, something like, right, so over here, very simple to understand, order price equals your entry price for your leverage. So over here we're gonna put, like, let's say we're gonna go for a long, definitely the price right now is this amount, so we click on it, we are not gonna get this price over here. Instead we can just click on this, and after that this is gonna be the price reflected. But of course if you're gonna for a long, you can put like 52,000, that's your target of entry. And after that, over here you have to think that how much Bitcoin you want to put in, and the leverage is 2 times. So here I can use 10%, 20%, or whatsoever I want to over here, depending on your choice. And after that, over here there's also like advanced order, like buy long with TP and SL. So what is this TP and SL? Basically it's telling you that TP is take profit and SL is stop loss. So if you're going to click on this, and after that from here it's going to tell you, okay, this is a conditional order. How does it work? It's very simple. I'm gonna enter at this price, and let's say example 1 Bitcoin, and after that over here I'm gonna take profit at 53,000, and after that over here it's gonna tell you this is how much you're gonna make. So over here you can see, if let's say you enter at this position, 1 Bitcoin is your size, and after that over here they're gonna tell you your take profit is at 53,000, and you're expected to make a profit of $1,000 very simple and straightforward. So over here, if let's say you want to minimize your stop loss, you can put something like that, 51,000, and after that over here it's gonna tell you the expected loss is gonna be $1,000 if you put at 51,000, meaning you're gonna enter at 52 and you're gonna stay stop loss, stop out at 51, and after they're gonna take profit at 53. So once you click on open long itself, it is going to wait for everything to execute, and much more everything is automated. And I would say that this over here is what a professional trader slash if you don't want to get wrecked over here, you will basically use all of this, basically the stop loss, the take profit, everything. You will use this because this is going to be very helpful for your futures trading. And after that, from here, it is also to minimize your losses, because you are basically using leverage, and after that it can go as high as 100 times. Therefore, I would say that using this stop loss feature itself is very helpful, and of course for take profit as well. So over here we have come to the end. So for the leverage part itself, it is on the the liquidation, it is onto the next video itself. You want to basically know more about what is this liquidation all about, just kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And of course, before we end the topic itself, I will have an important tip for you guys. So if let's say you are trading on leverage itself, the important tip is to basically have a risk management. Basically, what is the risk management? Let's say you have $1,000 to trade. I would say that every trade you want to execute, basically your risk management will be 1% of whatever trade that you are willing to lose. Your capital. So 1% of your capital is around $10. It's $10. So every trade that you can afford to lose is around $10. So depending on your capital, and after that you have to have proper risk management instead of just coming into Bybit Casino and after that gambling all your money. Over here, you can basically make some money if you know how to read the charts, and after that make some probability, and of course maximize your gains instead of just gambling your money. So I've come to the end. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.